The Coke Zero Sugar 400 is on this weekend, and most fans will know this as another race around the Daytona International Speedway. So there are two main races in most NASCAR seasons that take place around the Daytona Oval. And for those that don't know what Daytona is, it's one of the cornerstone events of NASCAR. It's a super speedway. The banking is incredible. The speed is unbelievable. It's one of the highlight events of the calendar is the Daytona 500. But on top of that, we also have the Coke Zero 400. Now, it's been known by a few different names because of sponsors over the years, but I wanted to take a look at not only the drivers that have been the most successful around the Coke Zero 400, but combine them with the Daytona 500 winners to see who has the most wins around the Daytona Raceway. Now, at the end of the day, these are different events held at different parts of the year, and they're also different distances as well. Daytona 500 is 500 miles and Coke Zero 400 is 400 miles, kind of in the name. But let's have a look at the drivers that have come out on top most around this track over the years, because I was shocked at some of the overall stats when you put them together. So the first one I'm going to highlight is none other than Dave Pearson, who has won a combined total of 6 races around Daytona. Now, interestingly, he only won the Daytona 500 once in 1976, but he won the Coke Zero 400, or what is now known as the Coke Zero 400, 5 times. He won it in 1961, 72, 73, 74 and 78. 3 on the bounce there in the early 70s as well. Extremely impressive. Great time. I mean, you'll see him in a lot of these totals because he was an incredible driver back in the day, of course. But yeah, just interesting how he only won the 500 once, but he wins the Coke Zero 5 times. So there we go. That's how it goes sometimes. So a bit more balanced now for our next 2 drivers. We've got Jeff Gordon, who won the Daytona 500 on 3 occasions and also the Coke Zero 400 on 3 occasions too. He won the 500 in 97, 99 and 2005, and he won the Coke Zero in 95, 98 and 2004. Interestingly, no crossover between those years. He won one of those events in different years every time. Also with 6 wins overall is Bobby Allison. Now, he too has 3 victories in both the 500 and the Coke Zero 400. In fact, he won both in 1982. He also won the 500 in 78 and 88, and also the Coke Zero 400 in 80 and 87. So yeah, all of his victories there coming in that period. 6 victories overall. I've included him above Jeff Gordon because he did it first. That's kind of the yardstick I go with stuff like this. Next up, we're jumping up quite a bit. 8 victories overall, 4 in the 500 and 4 in the 400 as well. It's Cale Yarborough. Now, the spread of this guy's wins, the distance in terms of years between his first win and his last win is something incredible. So with the 500 alone, he won in 1968, 77, 83 and 84. He won his first 500 16 years before his last one, which is something incredible. But that is not quite as large as the gap between the first and the last wins of the top driver. You probably know who it is already, but let's focus on Cale just for a little bit here. He also won the 400 in 67, 68, 76 and 81. Of course, he got both of those wins got a win in each of them in 1968. So he's a driver who's done wins in both of those years. Stunningly though, the guy at the top has not won both of them in the same year, but 10 victories overall. Of course, say it with me, Richard the King Petty. He won the Daytona 500 7 times, 3 times more than anybody else in NASCAR history. Some of the greats, like Dale Earnhardt Sr., only ever won it once, and the race is often referred to as being a bit of a lottery. Anybody can win it. I'm not sure if that was the case during the King's day. Of course, it was a long time ago, everything, but yeah, unbelievable. 7 victories. 68, 66, 71, 73, 74, 79 and 1981. 17 years before his first and last win. And if you count the Coke Zero ones as well, it is a gap of 20 years because he won the Coke Zero 400 in 1984. He also won it in 75 and 77. And like I said, he never won both of the races in the same year. So just unbelievable. I mean, what can you say about the King? I mean, the guy's called the King for a reason. He was the King, absolutely, in NASCAR. In my opinion, the GOAT, the greatest of all time. I've done a video on that already for you guys if you do want to check it out. But yeah, the most successful NASCAR drivers around Daytona. There we go. There's the full list, the top 5. Any surprises in there, guys? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, we'll be back with some more NASCAR content very soon, reacting to the Coke Zero Sugar 400 that's on this weekend.